Hi everyone, my name is Thara from Thara, Usap podcast with Miss Giannina from Active Hearing. And it's been a while since my last podcast, parang 2 months ago, parang last October, or anyway, last year. So this is
Parang welcome to the new year.
Yes. So 2026, unahin natin. What's your New Year's resolution? Madami, pero nag-give up na ako sa New Year's resolution na yan.
Ay,
Parang
sabi ko, my 2026 resolution is to just survive.
Talaga?
Yeah!
Okay lang yun, ah.
Well, ang dami kong resolutions, 2025, 2024, I broke them all. So sabi ko, you know what? I'm just gonna live in the moment. That's it.
And I love that. Grabe. Ako naman, nag-give up na rin ako sa New Year's resolution. Kasi una sa lahat, sabi ko last year, gusto ko mag-lose ng mga 10 kilos. Wala, parang duwagdag pa yung 10 kilos. Tapos sabi ko, gusto ko mag-save. Eh, pag may business ka, syempre, ang hirap mag-save.
Correct. But depende. If you say save, pwede naman investment. So you're saving for the future.
Yeah, I've had investments, pero like the liquid finances, parang wala. Parang feeling ko, palabas lahat siya. So I would say ngayon, ang gusto ko na mag-travel.
I love it.
Yun lang. And to survive din, and to alam ko na. New Year's resolution ko is not to shout at my daughter every morning kasi ayaw niya mag-wake up. You know naman, grade 1.
Yeah.
And kinder. It's hard. It's hard for them to go to school, diba?
That's my daughter this morning.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't wanna go to school. Ganun siya.
So, ang ginagawa natin pag nag-shout, sabi ko, yun na yung New Year's resolution namin. Okay, so let's talk about business, syempre.
Sure.
Kasi personally, marketing agency is different from your niche.
Yes.
Like for us, marketing agency is straightforward. You give us a brand, we market it, regardless of the sales channel, it can be digital or offline.
Yeah.
So just to educate everybody with marketing, digital is the one that you see online. So that's Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, SEO, and Google Ads. And the offline would be the posters, the billboards, the magazines.
Right.
Now,
Or in old man's term, above the line, below the line.
Yes.
Digital.
Yes. So that's digital. For you naman, how does it work? Alam ko lang hearing aid, like tip of the iceberg, yun lang. Like you give hearing aids, then people can hear. So tell me more about it.
Gosh, okay. Parang it's so hard to talk about this.
So A to
business.
Z.
It's so hard to talk about hearing aids and hearing loss because it's a super and worldwide to. It's a very taboo topic and people have a lot of reservations about it. Hindi lang siya disability, like it's a different kind of disability. There's so much shame attached to having hearing loss. Before I go to the business, kung okay lang I just wanted to talk quickly about like this community that's become so close to me. Kasi people think na, okay, if you need a hearing aid, you're deaf. As in, you can't you can't hear anything at all. When in fact, if you're deaf, parang a hearing aid can't help you because you can't hear anything anymore. So it's really more hard of hearing, which can be anything. As in, you can still hear sounds, pero hindi mo siya maiintindihan.
So parang glasses.
So parang exactly like
Parang pag blurred, pwede siyang malinawan with the use of glasses.
yes.
Okay.
Except there are different degrees. Na people think if you have hearing loss, you can't hear anything at all. But really, like, hearing loss can be, I can hear the same volume as everybody else, pero hindi ko naintindihan yung mga consonants. So, can you imagine, parang you're hearing somebody at this volume, but then instead of hearing the bites of the S, T, B's, like that, that's all you hear. So, medyo parang nakakainis, nakaka-frustrate, and then people talk to you louder and say, "Can you hear me?" Pero all they can hear is, parang, I can hear you, but I can't understand. So, the hearing aids that we provide is really to build relationships with people because you can understand again, you can relate again, you can feel involved again. So, that's really, I think, people kasi, if you're providing a service, it's more than a product. It's really what is the emotional service that you provide. And I think that's why it's so close to my heart. Because what you provide here, and I know this kasi my lola, and like, I have mga in-laws, and I have relatives who have hearing loss, and you can see that they've really isolated themselves and became depressed.
Oh my God.
They can't hear anything. And then they get annoyed because everyone is repeating and repeating and repeating themselves. So it's really
writing na lang what you wanna say para they can read.
Girl, medyo mahirap. Let's say you're in the dining table. You're in the dining table and everyone's talking and then parang all you hear is left and right. And then they're trying to talk to you louder pero hindi mo pa sila naiintindihan. So,
ang sad naman nun.
Yeah. But that's the reality. So, I feel like that's what we sell. We sell a way to reconnect.
Lifestyle change.
Yeah.
Ano ba, yung deaf and mute, minsan, the way they talk, kasi hindi nila marinig kung paano i-pronounce.
Yes.
I see. So, how did your business start and what inspired you to build something for the deaf and hearing community? Nakalagay kasi dito hard of hearing.
Hard of hearing kasi they're not deaf. You can still hear, but
Actually,
you have a hard time
Kinorek
hearing.
nga ako nung employee ko eh. Sabi ko, deaf and mute. Sabi niya parang, no,
I'm not deaf.
I'm not deaf. Parang, hindi parang sabi niya deaf siya, pero he's not mute. Pwede pala yun.
Pwede yun.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. Educate me.
Because even deaf, in terms of the degrees of deafness, of hard of hearing, iba siya. So you can have like very profound hearing loss and then you have very mild that most people don't even
I
address.
see. Yeah, so what made you start? Before kasi this podcast, we had the briefing, you shared that it was your dad talaga.
Yeah.
So tell me more about it.
Okay, gusto sana sabihin na, thank you for saying I started, pero hindi. It's my dad. So my dad started it 2005. His best friend is one of the head ENTs here in the country. So parang sabi niya, okay, he went to my dad and said, I have charity cases who need hearing aids and I work with the government and we need to provide hearing aids for the less fortunate. And my dad was a businessman. At that time, yung business niya talaga, like he was one of the head distributors of, kung naalala mo, Kodak.
Yeah. May Kodak ngayon, di ba? Yung mga maliliit for Gen Zs.
Correct.
Gen Zs.
Iba yun noon, yung parang you print it pa, you develop it.
May Kodak pa ba?
Parang, meron pa ba?
Pero digital na.
Oo, digital. Noon talagang hard copy and then in your Kodak you have, di ba, in the film. Anyway, so he was Kodak and then at that time it was transitioning already to digital. So he had a little bit more time. And so he was talking to the principal dealership who was in Singapore for the brand. The brand is Signia. At that time it was Siemens hearing aids. So he was able to help my tito bring in a couple of hearing aids, several, close to 100, and then just gave it for free at cost for PCSO, for charity, for government. And then my tito was like, sige, can you partner with me? Can you help me? Because he regularly works with government hospitals and they needed somebody who can provide good hearing aids at prices that the government could subsidize.
Okay.
And then after that, Singapore was basically like, oh, why don't you bring in our other hearing aids for the market that can afford? And the hearing aids that they had were talagang bionic ears.
Like may demand talaga, nakita na niya.
In 2005, the stigma was so bad. So parang nobody, and this is worldwide, nobody
Kasi pag lalabas ka tapos may hearing aid ka, parang they don't wanna entertain you.
Laki, diba?
Correct.
Like, as in, ang laki niya. As in, I think what most people think of when they say hearing aid is the analog type, yung parang 1990s. Alam mo yung parang cellphone na yung sa my best friend wedding cellphone na ganon. So that's how people saw hearing aids back then. And then over the years, I think especially because now you have mga Bluetooth.
Correct.
That's basically what hearing aids look like now. And I think especially in the last few years that people have been more aware of bettering themselves, you know, what they need, self-improvement. They've started to accept hearing loss. And hopefully they'll accept it the way glasses. The way people...
Yeah. Ganun kasi parang fashion na eh.
Yeah.
Yung glasses. And I hope next time ganun na rin.
Sana.
Like for the aesthetic.
So that's how it started. My dad just brought it in and then he built the business from there. And then now we have 2 companies, Active Hearing with one brand and Hear Life Philippines with a second brand. And it's like how many years? 2005, 2025, that's like...
How is it different, like the Active Hearing and the
Hear Life? It's basically the same, but we're offering 2 different brands. So, hearing aids are kind of like, diba, para Apple and Samsung. They have different USPs. So, Apple is really, ano nga ba yung USP na Apple? Pero iba yung Apple and Samsung.
Pero premium. Premiumness.
Premium, pero iba din yung mga functions ng Apple versus
Android.
Versus Android. But basically, for hearing aids, they're completely different hearing technologies.
So,
like
ano yung mas premium?
Both are premium. It just depends on what you need. Kasi yung Widex, which is the Widex brand, which is for Hear Life, it makes it as natural as possible. So you can hear everything the way a person with regular hearing, the way a person with regular hearing would hear it versus Signia, which is like a bionic ear. For example, if I want to drown out everything around and just focus on the conversation. Pwede. So, it's funny. My Lola, she's 93 and she still works. She's still working. She has hearing loss and she refuses to just use one. So, she uses Signia.
That's for mayaman, ha? To activate.
That's
hearing aids, ha?
Kasi it's a family business.
Of course.
She's family, so of course we'll give her
Mga tenses.
we provide for her. So yung SIG niya, the bionic ear, she uses it sa mga meetings niya. So she can hear every single
Parang
person.
headphone.
Parang ganon.
Mm-mm-mm.
But then when she watches TV or listens to music or on an everyday basis, widex, so she can hear everything.
Gotcha.
So, iba-iba. Like, and people have different preferences. Napaka-technical, no?
Kaya nga parang
But I wanted to
natutuwa
ask you,
ako.
like, what is your impression of, like, hearing loss?
Yun nga, sabi ko parang lahat, parang akala ko kapag deaf ka or di ka talaga nakakarinig, as in totally,
As
wala.
in zero. And then, your idea of hearing aids would be,
Yung hearing aids,
parang just crank up the volume, ganon.
hindi, parang feeling ko, kailangan niya marinig lahat. Hindi siya yung you can choose the,
As somebody who is first dip into the ocean of hearing loss, is that important to you?
parang feeling ko hindi. Parang it's something na, kung ako, like, top of mind, ang gusto ko marinig is, yung hearing, yun nga, yung types.
Yeah.
Like, maganda yung may aesthetic. Like, may colors ba yung
Yeah!
Oh, yeah. Wait lang.
That's
Ano yung mga
why-
colors mo?
What? We have this one is close to my heart. We have this little kid who's been with active hearing since she was 6. And then, kasi like, for active hearing and hear life, our thrust, our thrust is really customer service. So she studies in one of the schools in like the Green Hills Valley area.
Okay, para dalawa lang naman yung school doon anyway.
Talagang sinabi ko na. Pero so she studies there, and then they found out the school was the one that said, "Oh, we need help for her kasi she can't understand." So she went to our center, and then we developed such a strong relationship with our customers that our dispenser or our hearing aid specialist really went to the school and sat with her. She is now 12, 15 years old. We still go to her all the time. She helps. Like, she comes to the center.
Pero may hearing.
May hearing aid pa siya. So in the beginning, she chose like the bright pink. Di makikita, but it's like, you just see like a bright pink something.
Ang cute.
Parang earphone. And then now it's a little bit more sophisticated kasi she's part of the swim team. So she needs something.
Pwede
It cannot get-
waterproof?
No, hindi siya waterproof.
Okay. Parang ako, sobrang advanced
There are some that are. So hers, there's a little bit. But then when she puts it back in, syempre, after you swim, there's still a little bit of moisture. So she needed something that's a little more sophisticated. Pero I think for us, that's what our brand and our company really stands for. Kasi to be honest, hearing aids now are more or less the same.
Ito, no question to, like, parang hindi ko alam kung dapat, pag natutulog ba, kailangan?
Nakakasalin?
Or kailangan ikabit?
Hindi.
What if may sunog or something? Hindi mo maririnig?
Maamoy mo. Diba? Mafe-feel mo yung sunog.
Tama, pero like, di ba, Dom, natatawa ka sa akin? Totoo, hindi ko alam nire-remove ba yun?
Hindi.
Pag naliligo, nire-remove din.
Oo, tinatanggal.
Akala ko ganun ka-advance, like waterproof, shockproof, whatever. Or tina-turn off lang, tapos pwede.
Hindi, tinatanggal and then you can charge it. Well, parang naman glasses, diba? You don't sleep with your
Ito, last question. Sobrang curious ako. Yung
Go.
hearing aid ba, pwede i-charge sa power bank?
Not yet.
Okay.
May charger siya.
That's what I'm looking forward. Okay.
Later on.
Kasi paano pag
But
nalobat?
hearing aids,
in
we
the
have hearing
middle.
aids that can last for up to 3 days without any charge. And you can use it the entire day.
Okay. That's a good information. Di ba parang ang dami kong tanong. Was
Pero
there...
alam mo, the most important thing about hearing loss and finding the right hearing care provider, and this is I'm not just saying this as bias, part of all the Facebook groups worldwide about hearing loss, audiology, people with hearing loss, ganun. They say the most important is really your audiologist or the hearing care specialist that you go to kasi they walk the journey with you. As in, you can call them. Call them kahit anong oras and say, hey, there's something wrong with my hearing aid. Or, hey, why is this
Yun
not
yung
working?
after sales nyo.
That's our after sales. Like, we really
24 hours.
as we go above and beyond. Like, for example, yun nga, like that one client, our dispenser went to the school to sit down with them. They become family. So we really train our people to provide the best customer service, to really go above and beyond for you. And we really want to treat you. Diba kasi Filipinos parang family lahat. So we ensure that they treat every client.
That's your core.
Like family. That's
Okay.
our core.
Okay, what's a daily barrier that hearing people barely notice? And especially, okay, ganito na lang. Ang hirap Ang hirap basahin. Anyway, so sa everyday basis, how do you really treat them?
Treat them as in like, how would I treat somebody with hearing loss?
Yeah, parang, kasi syempre, pag nakasalubong mo sila, ano ba yung respectful at hindi? Like, syempre, bawat isa meron tayong personal space. Kapag hindi nila marinig, kailangan bang lumapit tayo as in? So how do we, di ba parang pag may mental health, do you ask them personal questions or you don't? Or you assess them first?
It really depends. You take it from, kasi nga, people with hearing loss are in denial, either in denial or they don't want you to know. So you take it from their cue. Similar to somebody, yun nga, like with mental health issues, unless they open up to you about it, you don't say, "Uy, girl, you look so depressed." I'm not making a joke out of it, but I'm just saying it's that kind of sensitivity. So if a person with hearing loss really wants you to know, they'll say, "I'm sorry, I can't understand you. Can you look at me?" Because they'll read your lips.
Okay, so that's how you deal with them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like a lot of times, the one who ends up taking and convincing the person with hearing loss na kailangan na talaga nilang hearing aid is the loved one. Either the daughter or the partner who'll say, "Oy, I miss you. We haven't talked in so long because," alam mo yun, parang you've isolated yourself kasi na you're having a hard time. So, let's get you a hearing aid. So, unless they say, "I can't hear you well," a lot of times they'll just nod their head. Kumare they're paying attention. Kumare they can hear you, but they don't understand you at all. So, you take it as your cue that they're still sensitive about the topic, so you be sensitive to them and just, okay, go on as normal.
Okay, so that's my real number 1. Okay, my real number 2. How much does it cost and can we afford it? And if ever we cannot afford it, where can we go?
Yeah, so I think it always starts with the journey from hearing loss to actually getting a hearing aid, believe it or not, is around 1.5 years.
Yun
talaga, because the person who has hearing loss will be in denial for the longest time. But in terms of where can you get it, there's so many hearing centers now, and also you can take online hearing tests.
Do you have online?
Yeah, we have in our website. You can take it at the comfort of your own home just to see, do I really have hearing loss? And then once you realize that, okay, baka I have hearing loss, you can go to a center to have yourself professionally tested. And normally a test would range anywhere from 500 to 800 pesos, depending on what kind of tests you want to have done. And then after test, in any of our centers, you have free hearing aid trial. As in free siya. Whatever, like the dispenser will be the one to cater to you, to fix the hearing aid based on your loss. And then you can take it home for a week. Take it wherever you want to go. Our dispenser, our specialist will be in touch with you. Kumare, you say, "I have a party tonight. Can you adjust it? Help me." Ganon. Or, "I want to go to church. Hindi ko marinig yung choir or yung priest." And then, regarding the prices, we have the lower end ones are mga 15,000. That's with PWD.
That's good.
It depends talaga sa hearing loss mo eh. And that one, the government can subsidize it. So we have a lot of partnerships like with Malasakit, with DSWD, with PCO. So we give you everything that you need to get a guarantee letter, claim it from Office of the President. And then our most expensive, kumaga bionic ear, it can do everything for you, is around 150.
That can last. Depends pa rin.
Depends. Some people use that for mga 5 years, every day. Yeah.
So my next question, that's real number 2. Okay. So what are the signs that you're experiencing? Parang, ito yung sign ko na parang kailangan ko na mag-assessment. Like kahit 3 signs lang.
The first would be you're always asking people to repeat themselves. Parang, sorry, what did you say, The second is, TV or radio is always loud. Like, your volume is always loud.
Okay, parang may kilala ko.
Loud all the time. And
like, volume 50.
Volume, talagang taas. Siya. And the third, I would say, is, you slowly find yourself distancing from conversations. Or from people. Kasi your brain is having a hard time understanding na napapagod ka na. And then, di mo sila naintindihan, so na-frustrate ka. So I would say those are the top 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, what makes you most proud about this project or business?
I think to be honest, I joined the business quite late. Diba, my dad started in 2005. I've had my own life from 2005 until I really got absorbed in the business, mga 2019. So from 2019 to today, I can say that I'm so proud that we've been able to reach more Filipinos. We've had so many success stories. I've seen so many people whose lives we've touched. And for me, the closest ones to me are the pediatric patients. Like,
ay, mga baby.
Mga kids.
Yung, like, meron bang sobrang bata? Like, how young?
Born. newborn. We
As
have
in,
newborn and then they need cochlear implants or they need hearing aids na or you need to help them. And then we have speech pathologists that can help. But for me, those are the ones that really touch my heart na parang, maybe because we're both moms, lalo na to young kids. So when I see the journey from when they were 6 and then now they're 10 and then now they're able to talk. Alam mo yun, before parang their speech was a little, hindi naman iba, pero it's not normal. You can tell there's something off. But now it's normal and then they say like, Tita Giannina, I was able to join this, or Tita Giannina, I'm part of the school choir. Yun yung parang, okay, I'm not selling a product. I'm selling a service that changes lives.
I see.
It sounds so highfalutin, but that's...
Yeah, it's not. I mean, bawat business, I think, dapat talaga may own advocacy. Kasi kami, like you, ang charity namin, kids din. Like, around the area. So, what we do is that every year, and then every Christmas, we give something to them. And then we entertain them. Kasi we're a marketing agency. Kaya, we bring out clowns, we bring out anything na magpapasaya sa kanila. We play with them, actually. And then, we give them a lots of toys, ganyan. And then, the donations. And it's really good that we do that. It's not like more work.
Yeah.
But then we give back to people that deserves it. So my last question would be...
Yung important kasi talaga yung why. Why are you doing it?
Yeah. For the money. For the money, I guess.
Pero I was gonna say also, the other thing that for me, apart from servicing, let's say, our customers, is since my dad started it to today, the business has grown quite a bit. And so we've been able to we treat our employees as family. So
meron ka ding mga may...
None. But then even, I guess I'm very proud to say that even in the pandemic, when every business, lalo na family businesses, were having a hard time, we didn't lay anyone off. We didn't stop any salaries. Like, I think just being in a culture like this that really treats everyone we really treat each other like family.
Yeah. That's true. Kapag, kunwari, nagbibigay ka and you're not expecting something in return, parang it just flows, no?
Yeah.
Parang sobrang smooth sailing talaga nung nangyayari, lalo na with good intention.
And you'll fight for them, eh. Kahit paano, you'll fight for them.
Yeah.
And if they feel it, they'll also return that back to you when they care for your patients. So, I feel like that's where it comes full circle.
Marami kayong doctors.
It's not, we don't have doctors. We have audiologists. So basically, they're the ones, kumbaga, they're like ophthalmologists. No, they're not like ophthalmologists. They're like optometrists. So they study about the ear. They study
I didn't know that.
Hindi sila ENT.
Okay.
So they
parang nurses, but then for the ears, ganun.
Parang, pero more specialized.
Got it.
So we have relationships with doctors, but we don't have doctors within the company.
I see. So my last question would be, like, what's your vision for this one? Like, I understand that you have Here Life na.
Yeah.
Like, you establish another brand. So what's your vision? Like, in the next 2 years or 5 years, gusto mo ba lahat may hearing aid na? And what's something that, is it to give back? Ano ba? What's your vision?
To be honest, my vision and what we've been wanting to do for a long time is to be able to reach the far-flung areas.
Yeah.
Because no matter what you say, Metro Manila and let's say big provinces like Cebu, Davao, or the booming ones, the slowly up and coming, like Iloilo now is really booming. Those ones, of course, you'll have your SM, you'll have your Ayala. So, of course, you'll have hearing centers in those malls. But what about the small provinces, the ones in the islands? So what we want to do is we want to be able to find partnerships, to find dealers and distributors, not necessarily that we will put our center, but find, kasi in those provinces or nearby, may mga hearing aid distributors doon or may mga ENTs. We really want to be able to bring hearing to the community. So that's something that we're trying to build this year. That's also why we have a second brand. So apart from reaching more communities, we want more people to accept that hearing loss is not a disability. It's something that happens
every day.
Something that happens every day. There's nothing to be ashamed about it. And maybe now that we have more options for hearing aids and more people start the conversation, more people will accept it. And if you accept it, then you'll be able to improve your life, everybody's life around you. So,
palakpakan naman on set.
Thank you.
Ang ganda na sagot! Like, hindi ko in-expect. I thought lang na parang I want to provide like hearing aids to everybody.
Mahirap yan Parang feeling ko reaching for the stars yan
Yeah, and I love that. Kasi, yun nga yung tatanong kayo, may branches ba kayo sa Visayas, Mindanao?
We do. We have like in Visayas, we have in Cebu.
How do you operate that? That's too far.
We have dispensers.
Mm-mm.
So we have like in Cebu, we have in Seaside, and then we're slowly looking at Mindanao also, but we have dealers.
That's great. And sana mangyari lahat ng vision mo because it's for yung mga yung area.
No matter what you say, you will know somebody who has hearing loss, and hindi pa sila sa stage na, okay, I accept that I have hearing loss or I accept that I need hearing aid.
Kasi feeling ko din, kapag na-feel nila, lalo na yung sa mga provincial areas, okay, may hearing loss ako, pero they don't know where to go.
Correct.
So, I hope with this podcast, we educate them where to go. And for sure, lahat naman may phones na, lahat naman nagtitiktok na, so why not, diba? Visit your website and have the assessment.
And it's free, as in online hearing test siya. And then if you want to do, let's say, further testing, we'll connect you with one of our audiologists here, and then you have an online consult. That's also free.
Okay. I guess that's about it for our podcast, and I learned so much from this podcast, and this is my my first
hearing test ka na?
Yes, pero feeling ko
hindi mo kailangan You're so clear.
baka kaya ang lakas ng boses ko kasi hindi ko marinig hindi ako extrovert lang ako talaga. Anyway, thank you so much for watching and listening to our podcast. Again, this is Miss Giannina from Active Hearing, and I hope you learned something from us. Ayan, so you can visit us or watch us on Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, and YouTube. Until next time, bye!